Height is something that I feel like many of us have perhaps struggled with, especially in this modern era. Society hasn't really shaped itself to accommodate those of us who are short, or even those of us who are really tall. Now, I understand. I am 4'6". I've faced the struggles of being a short guy all my life. I've gotten people staring at me, laughing at me. I've been rejected and not taken seriously because of my height. And, I've struggled to fit in as your average guy. And yeah, I still get given kids menus to this day. Again, maybe that's not as relatable. Now, on a real note, this journey of overcoming my height insecurity has been a challenging one, and still continues to be. And there have been a lot of things that I've struggled to accept along my journey, especially the fact that people are going to view me and treat me a certain way just because of how tall I am. And people are going to reject me without even hearing a word come out of my mouth. People are going to laugh at me. People are going to not take me seriously. People are not going to hire me because of my height. This is still a pill that I'm learning to swallow, but it's something that I am coming to accept, more and more throughout my life. I think when we can come to acceptance of this, that we are stuck with our height, we can then go one of two ways, and that is up or that is down. And I've gone both ways, and I've sunk into misery, and that there's no point. My life is doomed to be this mediocre, average, short guy life, and I'm just not gonna get girls, and I'm just gonna kind of just suck my whole life. And there's that option. Or we can see and realize that our soul has chosen this body, this life, for a reason, not to sink into misery and hopelessness. It has chosen this body to bring some part of us through that wouldn't be brought through if we were just regular height, using our height as a tool to improve ourselves, take ourselves to a level that we wouldn't take ourselves to if we were just, regular height people. I certainly wouldn't be here in my life where I am right now and having learnt the lessons that I've learned if I wasn't the height that I am. And I think that, our weaknesses end up being our greatest strengths. And maybe right now that is hard to see, but this evolves. I don't know, maybe it will, maybe it won't, but it's just a perspective. It's just a thought. I think my life would be kind of boring, if everyone accepted me and if I didn't have the challenges that I do have. And I don't think Prince let being 5'2" stop him on his path to winning 7 Grammy Awards and, selling over 100 million albums. Maybe he worried a little bit about his height. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. Either way, it didn't stop him. And so why should it stop you? He was once just an ordinary short guy. And, I don't want to create this video, selling false hope and, saying that it's all beautiful and just change your mindset in like a flick of a switch, because it's not the case. It takes work to overcome this worry, especially if we've had it for a long time, and it takes courage. It really does. It's been a slow process of slowly changing my thoughts and how I feel towards my height, not just changing how I look externally and the clothes that I wear and the books that I read and the videos that I watch. That all helps. How to Stop Giving a F*** by Mark Manson. It helped a little bit, but it wasn't the life-changing book that I expected it to be. Which it was a shame. And I was recently watching Better Ideas talk about this idea of the internal versus external locus of control. Maybe you've heard of it before, maybe you haven't. But I feel like this really was able to connect some dots for me and really resonated with me. And the general idea of it is this: those with an internal locus of control believe that their own behavior determines events in their lives, while those with an external locus of control believe that life events are generally outside of their control. Now, obviously, height is something that is outside of our control, but losing hope and doing nothing because of our height, that is completely our choice. What the world throws at us isn't always what we want, but what we make out of it and how we hit that ball that is being thrown at us, that is entirely up to us. I don't know, I think of just the most random thing, but a guy who gets his legs bitten off by a shark and has so many different ways that he could view that event in his life. But this guy goes on to become, a best-selling author, a worldwide speaker, and is completely fulfilled in his life. He had thousands of perspectives to take, but he took one that he believed would benefit him the most. And it, took him to living an extremely amazing life. And this isn't a true story. I don't know. I probably feel like it is a true story. And things like that, happening all the time. That's just a random story, though, that I created in my mind. But I'm probably going to go check after this. Shark attack survivor authors, and I don't doubt that I'll find someone. And now I'm not saying there is a right or wrong way to view the world. I just find that this internal locus of control resonates with me because it gives me freedom and space in my mind to realize that I don't have to have people's judgments and opinions and my self-worth reliant on other people. And yes, height is important for some people in, dating, hiring, being friends with, and that is never gonna change. Some beliefs are just set in stone for people, and that is just the lens that they have on, and that is the shoes that they walk in. And I've, wasted a lot of mental energy wishing that, other people could see life in my eyes and in my shoes, and, gone down unnecessary rabbit holes of wishing others to be in my shoes. And that chick at the club who was drier to me than the Sahara Desert, no matter how much resentment I feel towards her, I'm not gonna change her views. I'm just not. And I could spend so much more of that mental energy into other things, into, maybe going to try pick up another chick. Not everybody is going to treat us the same. And people who do judge us and treat us in a way that we don't appreciate, we don't want them in our lives anyway. I mean, I certainly don't. So trying to get those people to love us and approve of us, when we think about it, serves us in no form whatsoever. I think the reality is that people will come and go. People will accept us. People will reject us. It's the yin and yang of life. But the one person who will not go is you, is ourself, is this body, is this mind. We are stuck with this until our last breath. And the most important person who can accept ourself is ourself. And yeah, what is outside of us may never be exactly the way we want it. But how we feel within us, how we feel in here, can be 100% the way we want it. And that's just what I believe, and that's just what I've experienced in my life. I just feel connected to this topic of height because, yeah, it's something that I live with every single day of my life. But, I just wanted to share some thoughts and some, opinions. That's all they are. They're not right. They're not wrong. I'm just going on my own path and sharing my own learnings with you. Either way, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.